few weeks ago, we showed you a Hamden cemetery. People with loved ones there say the place is a rundown mess. Now, after our report, that cemetery is getting some new attention from lawmakers. More families coming forward now, furious that they can't find their loved ones. Headstones at a Hamden cemetery, and fired up too because they feel the mayor there is giving them the runaround. But
some state lawmakers saw our report and are listening to the many complaints. News 8's Erin Logan is live in News 8 Control tonight with the response she's gotten. Erin?
Sonia, Darren, from phone calls, emails, even letters exchanged back and forth from lawmakers, people are clearly upset about the condition of State Street Cemetery, but there is some confusion on the current state law over who is responsible.
And it won't take much work on the part of the mayor and a part of the town of Hamden. I just don't understand it.
Neither does Sherelle Douglas. She had this to say 2 weeks ago.
Looks disgusting. It's frustrating.
Both Douglas and Tom Morrissey have had major issues trying to spend quiet time with their loved ones at State Street Cemetery because no one is paying attention to its condition.
I thought the WTNH story was a motivating factor for a lot of people because I received a number of phone calls that night and that morning.
That encouraged Morrissey to call News 8.
You can see Douglas's mother's headstone is flat to the ground, which maybe makes sense that she couldn't find hers, but Morrissey's friends is much bigger, much higher off the ground. He says it was nearly impossible to find.
We cut the branches down ourselves and we cut the brush out ourselves, and then we took a rake and we cleared it up.
Since August, he says he's been contacting Mayor Scott Jackson. So has Douglas, but both say they've gotten no response. Morrissey says he cited the state law regarding neglected and abandoned cemeteries. It says in part, the selectmen of such town may annually cause such burial ground to be cleared of weeds, briars, and bushes. He says he even mentioned House Speaker Brendan Sharkey's willingness to take a closer look at the law and come up with a more comprehensive approach in solving a statewide problem.
The mayor said to me, that best not happen. That best not happen. He refused to acknowledge that this town had any responsibility.
We spoke to Mayor
whatsoever.
Scott Jackson on September 30th. He said he was looking forward to working with the state. Since then, we've tried to follow up and do an interview, but he hasn't returned our calls.
This cemetery could be dignified once again for people who come to see their loved ones.
And once we left the cemetery this morning, Morrissey says another person showed up with the same issue. I just spoke with Representative Sharkey's office, who tells me that Rep. Sharkey looks forward to working with Mayor Jackson and other interested parties in the next legislative session. Live in News 8 Control, Erin Logan.